What's up, NFL fans? I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and don't forget to check out and purchase your copy of our latest football game plan book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. We have these available in both PDF and paperback form.
For the Seahawks in this ball game, I would attack the edge of the 49ers defense in the running game. I think they can get outside this week versus San Francisco and have some success running the football. And I would also send delayed pressure down at A and B gap versus Colin Kaepernick. You want to keep him in the pocket and get him shocked in the pocket with that delayed pressure coming down the middle of that offensive line. And you have to be able to make plays in space. I love the receiving core of San Francisco to do a great job of making one miss or breaking tackles, and you have to be able to make plays in space because the 49ers have the type of athletes at wide because the 49ers have the type of players at receiver that can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain with a missed tackle. And for San Francisco in this ball game, you want to force quick decisions by Russell Wilson. You don't want to have him sit back there in the pocket, constantly holding the football, patting the football, waiting for guys to clear, and then expanding your defense, and he takes off and gets big gains on the ground. Force him to make quick decisions with the football, and that way you can get these guys off the field. And I will go with a quick passing game. You don't have time versus a team like Seattle for long developing routes. Allow your receivers to be athletes, make one miss after the catch. So I will go with a quick passing game versus this Seahawks secondary, and you can't beat yourself. Fumbles, turnovers, penalties, those type of things can kill a team's momentum offensively and defensively, so you can't beat yourself versus a team that's eerily similar in Seattle.
This week versus San Francisco, you look at the Seattle Seahawks having to defend the power game, the power running game of San Francisco, and I'm showing you one way they can defend the weak side power. They're going to see a lot of that this week versus the 49ers. And what San Francisco is trying to do when they run the weak side power is simple. You're going to try to hook this outside backer, hook him. You're going to pull the backside guard around and lead him into the hole to try to get the first threat inside, which will probably be the inside backer. Going to try to block down, kick out right here with the fullback, and you're going to run right there with your tailback. So what you have to do, it's simple. You can't allow guys to get to the spot. You have to beat them to the punch. You have to beat them to the spot. You're going to ask this inside backer to take the wrong shoulder approach to the pulling guard. His job is to get the pulling guard out of the way, so that way this backer can make the play in the hole, because we're going to have this defensive tackle cross the face. Don't allow the guard to climb to the second level. Attack that gap right here. Obviously, you want to take the inside track, force this running back to bounce it outside. That's why you have the wrong shoulder approach here. You want him to bounce it outside where your field guy will be readily there to make the play. Corner also provides that support on the outside. So you want to dictate where he goes with the football. Again, don't allow yourself to get blocked down. Beat the down block. You want to beat the scoop block here. Secure, because you have this guy coming there. He's replacing where the safety left. So you see where it's all about doing your job and not allowing guys to get to the spot. Again, wrong shoulder approach by the inside backer, allowing the other inside backer to make a play in the hole if it comes here. If not, he bounces it out where the field guy, the safety, and the corner are there to put him on the ground. That's one way they can stop the weak side counter. It's all about technique, the weak side power play, I'm sorry. It's all about technique. It's all about doing your job, not allowing those offensive linemen to get to the second level, beat them to the spot, and that's how you can shut down one aspect of San Francisco's running game. Versus the Seattle Seahawks, the 49ers can have some success in the green zone, which is from 5 yards going in, versus the Seahawks defense, and I'm showing you how they can do so by trapping the defensive end on the weak side in the running game, running a trap to try to get to the end zone. So we're going to trap this defensive end here. We're going to hold the backside defensive end with the action of Colin Kaepernick. So what we're doing with the offensive line, getting up to the second level, we're going to have him block down, work up to the second level, block down. Play side tackle is going to go up to the backer and block down. Receivers are either going to block or run those guys off. We're going to have the receiver on the backside run off his cornerback. And what we're doing is running your straight zone play, reading the defensive end here. If he crashes down, Colin Kaepernick can pull it and make this guy miss and run into the end zone. Or if he does what he's supposed to do and holds the line of scrimmage, plays great contain, you hand the ball off because you're pulling the backside guard, and he's coming around and he's kicking out that defensive end. You want to slow play this, so you want to ride that fake, allowing him to get out there so that way the fullback can follow the left guard in the hole and perhaps score from the green zone, 5 yards going in. This is one way how they can hold both defensive ends at bay because of the mobility of Colin Kaepernick and also the zone action, handing off to the tailback and trying to trap that play side defensive end. So this is one way, again, they can have some success in the green zone this week versus the Seattle Seahawks.
The more you watch Russell Wilson, the more you see how special of a player he is. And right here versus Arizona, these two blitzers coming hot off the edge, and he doesn't panic. He's going to get the football right to his hot read, which is the tight end, who's just going to vacate where those two blitzers left, sit right down in front of him. Russell Wilson doesn't panic in the pocket and dumps the ball off for a big gain early on in this matchup. Again, you see a lot of young quarterbacks, even some veterans, tend to flinch in the face of pressure. Not Russell Wilson, which is why he has already led the team to a Super Bowl. He stays calm and delivers the football. It's fairly simple. Just throw where the defense isn't, and you see the two defenders vacate the left side of the field. The tight end replaces them with a short hook route. Ball comes out of his hands quickly, accurately, and it's a first down. And he'll definitely see his fair share of pressure coming from San Francisco, so it's imperative that he remains calm. And speaking of the 49ers, they already have a lot of experience in defending a mobile quarterback, one in practice in Colin Kaepernick. And you see last week versus Washington, a simple twist inside by the two defensive tackles while the outside edge rushers play contain. They try to get that push versus pressure. They're containing on the outside, squeezing those tackles, and running a twist up inside with the two interior defensive linemen, and it was able to result in a sack on RG3. Things like this have to happen versus Seattle. You want to get that interior pressure, force him to step up into the waiting arms of a defensive lineman. The biggest X factor for the Seahawks in this ball game, in my opinion, I'm looking at the second level. I'm looking at Bruce Irvin having an impact in this game because of his speed and ability to run and chase a guy like Colin Kaepernick. He can chase him out of the pocket or even get around the corner quickly, flatten and accelerate to get him on the ground. And for San Francisco, look at their inside linebacker, Chris Borland, who has been on a tear the last 4 or 5 weeks. This guy has been all over the football field, and he's probably going to draw the spy assignment against Russell Wilson. If he can keep him contained and play a great game versus Wilson, the 49ers will win this ball game. I like Seattle in this ball game. Offensively speaking, I think they'll be able to run the football, but when you look at the passing game, yes, San Francisco has better options at receiver, so to speak, pound for pound, but the Seahawks just execute better in the passing game. I think that right there, coming off of play action, will be the reason why Seattle goes on the road and knocks off San Francisco in what will be another close, exciting game on Thanksgiving Day.
What's up, fantasy football fans? I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. For all of your starts, sits, fantasy football notes, news, and tidbits, tune into our podcast, Football Game Plan Starting Lineup, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on our Football Game Plan Radio Network, which is located at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.
And I also want to give a huge shout out to Seahawk fan forums and 49er fan forums for always showing Football Game Plan support.